please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Today we're going to be delving into the deleted stream from Chantal. One of many she deletes, but this one is, I'd say, dark, because it involves crying and fretting and shouting. Now, on the face of it, there is a lot of skepticism with regards to what she says within it and the context surrounding it. For those who are unaware, at the end of October, she is scheduled to go home. Was scheduled to go home. This is all important. She is a woman in Syria with no rights. The one thing she doesn't want to be doing is acting like a Western woman who has rights in a country where she does not have rights. No matter how many times we tell her to not stay in Syria, not be in Syria, not go to Syria, or go to any country where she is a lesser being, she's going to do what she wants. She is a tautology. Chantal does what Chantal wants, irrespective of the damage it will do to Chantal's life, potentially. Hell, Salah, all he has to do is put her outside and leave her there. That would be enough to put her in Camp Al Roj if they can be bothered to dump her there, with Shamima Begum. The stream in question happened while I was live a couple days ago. I missed the stream because she deleted it so fast, but it does set up a second stream where we were led to believe she was going home early as a consequence of this stream. So we're going to see if we can get through both of those videos, or live streams, here.
I just need someone to talk to. Yeah, I'm gonna be changing my ticket. I'm gonna see if I can find a place for, to move in immediately.
This was not long after she'd had another breakdown where Salah went nuts at her in one of her chats. We have covered that because mercifully Just Saying last time like this time managed to get it before it was deleted and have the chat as well. The background music is just amping that drama. Many have rolled their eyes at this because they don't believe any of it's real anymore. Chantal has told so many lies and partaken in so many scams to drive up interest that it is very hard for someone who has appeared to cry wolf too many times to be taken seriously or with any modicum of real, which leads more people to say, you made your bed on the floor in the living room because you don't get to share a bed in another room anymore, even though you weren't married to begin with, now lie in it, after your cat's taken a dump in it.
So, no, I'm not okay at all. I was only waiting for October because, I need money to move, I can't talk about it.
One of the things you really shouldn't be doing in a country where they will watch you while you're doing it, or watch it on playback later, is go to your chat and be passive-aggressive, or give out too much information from the very person about the person, or around the person, or to suggest something about the person who has to take you to the airport. It's going to get worse for you, and we don't want it to. I want you to get out so you can start your inevitable redemption arc, or the I was the victim of DV arc that I expect, while you maintain the hijab because you're a good Muslim revert, when really you're just very self-conscious about the fact that you're bold by choice. By choice because you're too lazy to take medications when you had the chance to save yourself. Story of your life, really, because it leads to a second stream we're going to get to soon. Streams like this are, because you're in Syria, a very dangerous thing to do and solely exist, because many of us think this, to drive up interest and donations to you to help you get home sooner, or to get home on time and make it easier on yourself because you want first world life with a first world luxury after having, quote, slummed it in a third world country. You haven't slummed it. No, you gave it all up, took it all for granted, and are paying the price for it, and your audience shouldn't have to fund that. They should instead fund my escape from Syria. My spirit is there. It's stuck in KFG, guys. Coffee.com/TheRealOmega9873.
So, I guess, you guys just make me feel better. So I just wanted to let you know I'm gonna probably just change my flight. And go home sooner.
When I was live streaming on Wednesday, some had speculated that this stream was yet again another one of Chantal's emotional moments where she hadn't taken certain medications she needs to keep her brain centered. I don't want to be the guy to say that as true, hence why I prefaced it with my audience. So I'm not going to be accused of victim blaming, shaming, or gaslighting. Don't try me.
I don't know what to say. I'm just not well. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be looking to go sooner.
Something which she should have been doing anyway, because she had a whole month of nothing, and when they were gone for 3 days, she had a meltdown. I don't know why she thought in her head to stick around longer when she could rebook the flight anyway. She knows that. She was talking about it a few streams earlier. I know this because we covered it. It was after she'd finally got hands on some food that wasn't eggs, and all the rice and all the lamb.
I know, I just want to go home, man. I can't. Yeah, like I have a ticket like booked, but I don't know how much it's gonna cost to change it, but I'm gonna check.
Are you telling me even after you said you were going to look into changes to flights so you could take Julia with you, merely 2 streams earlier to this one that you deleted, you didn't look at the cost anyway just in case? Right. Something tells me you want more money. The entitlement from you makes you one of the most cliche millennials I have ever had the misfortune of observing in the online space. There are levels of tragic that make many of your haters roll their eyes a full 360 to then do it again.
Yeah, it's great. Cheap hotel. I have to. America is what? Really? Yeah. I agree, Kingo.
1-star hotel it is for you for the next couple months while you settle back into your life in Canada, because the Canadian people shouldn't have to front any bills to look after you, and quite frankly, you turned your back on them nearly 3 years ago, and then less than 6 months ago you gave up all your rights as a human being to go and LARP as a fake Muslim in a fake marriage in a country where you would be beheaded for less.
I can't tell you anything.
Well, based on your crying, you don't have to. We can infer from that, safely I might add, a number of theories. 1, you've had an argument with Salah, or Salah's family and Salah. 2, you've imagined you've had an argument with Salah and or Salah's family. 3, you've forgotten to take medication. 4, you're on your own and you forgot to take your medication. And 5, all apply. 6, there's a possible 6. You want to go home early but can't afford to go home early, so are doing a stream to drive up interest in your channel enough to be able to get those donations in, but since you delete the stream quickly, you don't get enough donations, so you can't fake tear it for much longer, meaning you had only thought about doing a 5 to 10 minute stream, crying it up like there's no tomorrow, hoping your audience, who are all broken on the dole anyway, will support you in some way. How was that?
Hey, Brooke, I just need to go home. Like, you know, it's just hard. All the up and down, yeah. It's really not, you know, just wait.
The tragic thing for you is that you can't stand to be around people, yet you don't like to be alone. Meaning you want people in the premises, on the premises, that you can, when you want to, talk to, but when they're not there, you are alone, you are miserable, your anxiety gets the better of you, and your intrusive thoughts start to have you go through some kind of paranoia, which is why you go so heavy on certain additives that you sniff or ingest.
I know, I wish I could snap my fingers. I'm just like on here, like, just to, I don't know. I don't even know. I guess just what I'm used to doing when I'm in like a crisis. Yeah. I'm gonna actually I'll come back because I'm gonna check my flights.
Well, look who perked up after they got a $10 donation, guys. It's nice to know that you're only ever nice when money's thrown at you. If you weren't £500-ish, 4 foot tall and ugly on the inside as well, you could have been a stripper in a past life. In your mind.
I'm gonna like check my flights and come back, okay? I know, I just want to get out of here.
Part of me wonders if Chantal is smart enough to start jotting her story notes on her phone in a hidden file so Salah doesn't ever see it. So when she gets home, she can expose him, guys, for all those extras This is the real me, the real side of Syria, guy. These are the B-sides of my harrowing journey. All of which self-inflicted. The hijab won't ever come off, nor will the face spanks, because she knows damn well her face is sinking and drooping further than her fupa.
I really do. Yeah, a tiny share mark. I guess just to not feel alone. You know?
Do you think Salah knows she's live right now? Or do you think she's hiding in the outhouse where she goes for her daily, thrice daily, okay, more than thrice daily dumps?
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna check my options out. And, I can't stay for a whole month, like...
Regularly when I livestream covering Chantel's stupidity, I ask my audience, hello, you lovely, lovely people, whether or not you feel any sympathy for the situation she has put herself in. Invariably, the vast majority say no. I don't feel any sympathy either. And it's because of one very important detail that we've always mentioned. She chose this. No matter how many times she is told no, she goes against it. She was clearly spoiled as a child and never told no. So as an adult, she's too proud to admit when she can be wrong on something. She's gone on live for 4 minutes-ish, crying about the fact that she wants to go home and has to go home early, which is convenient because she did follow up, eventually, with another stream. This stream was meant to be her going home. Well, that didn't work out so well, did it now?
YouTube is so glitchy. I'm trying to go into my studio to fix my, my thing.
Since Chantel doesn't know how to fix anything or make anything, she doesn't know how to do live streams properly, she's been doing this coasting on for years, and in Syria does the on-off camera crap, audio quality all over the place, yet apparently in 1080p, I'm inclined to believe that she's talking out of her ass, and is just trying to find a way to make it so that her latency isn't as bad by lowering it. Since she streams in 1080p, the smarter move when she's not on camera would be to lower it down to 480, hell 720 at most. Data usage goes with that, you know. Now why don't you get to the part where you tell us about your quaint attempt to fly home early, which could well be a lie, and could also be, if true, a massive waste of what little funding you had to either try and stay in Syria for longer, to drum up more interest and more financial assistance from your pay pigs, or it could well just be imaginary, which I guess is the first one really, isn't it?
Hi everyone.
Silence!
Yeah, I put my I'm in Syria.
Not according to your channel page. You know, the about part where you still have yourself listed as Canada, because if you had it listed as Syria where you really are, you'd be demonetized. Which, by the way, is, and I've said it before, a violation of terms of service, which does in fact mean you should be demonetized. And then before someone says, oh my god, Megan's trying to get someone demonetized. No, I'm stating what the rules state and what she's really doing. Meaning, if the rules were implemented, she would be butt-fecked in a way that couldn't get her possibly ever saved in her life. She would be living in Camp Sunshine with Shamima Begum.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, so I put my hi Teardrop, hi everyone I missed. I put my thumbnail as, so the pictures in my thumbnail if you want to have a look. Basically, there's a banana and juice in a box. And then there's the proof that I changed my flight, because I know people already.
I'll be honest with you, no one cares. Either you're in Canada or you're in Syria, or Lebanon. It doesn't matter to any of us. What matters is what you think your reality is and how you present it to us. Any sane person wouldn't be in the situation you're in. Any sane person would not choose to go to the position you're in, or be in the position you're in. But then there are people in this planet, on this planet, who are trying to sail boats to areas nearby to deliver what they deem to be supplies, and are then being held for repeatedly doing the same thing. Insanity, by the way. And you've been back to Syria once, after going to Nomadland, remember? Where you scammed your audience? Yeah, that was cute.
I shouldn't be appealing to the negative, and I'm stuffy because I sneezed like 50 times just now. Anyway, because I kissed my cat. Yeah, you guys can tell where I am. This is why I want to change. I want to... Hold on a minute. I gotta try to put members only.
The reason she made the change to members only, or was trying to make it members only, is because she knew her haters. But also anyone else that would be considered a detractor appeared in her chat and gave her what for. There weren't many, but because Chantal obsesses over negativity, because she thrives with it. If thriving can include being over 450 pounds. She thrives regardless. She needs it to be relevant.
It's so weird. Yeah. I'm in Syria. Okay, can you hear me now? It won't let me change. I don't want to talk. I don't want just anyone in my chat. I don't want negative, annoying people.
Can you ban yourself from your own chat then? Because you're the entire reason your community exists the way it is. And I don't mean the people on the dole who support you monetarily. No, I mean the negative commentary communities that exist because of you, who were once your own supporters that you then banned, or because they saw what you really were, made their own content against you. You have always been a negative person. Always. You've never been positive unless it involved eating, and boy do you light up when you see the food you like. You may want to hide it, you may want to limit your exposure to it, but the reality is it will always exist for as long as you are who you are. Because you've never changed, it is never likely to be any different for you. You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, Lyra, I have a right to do members only. Okay, so,
Do you even have that many members left? No offense intended, but you don't have the most active membership community anymore. You used to have a lot, yes. Now, I doubt you have more than 100, and I'm including the 10 you gave away for free.
I fainted, yeah. Well, I mean, I think, like, basically what happened was... So, I barely had, like, any sleep today. Like, basically I changed my... No, I don't want an echo chamber. I just don't want lies and bullshit.
Well, then your community's screwed because you, the arbiter of truth, are typically known as a liar and a bullshitter. You're welcome. We all know that you claim you fainted at the airport, and that's why you're still in Syria even though you were meant to be going home. Because you're an idiot. You can make all the excuses you like, that you didn't eat enough, you didn't sleep enough, but no one believes you, someone who's lower to the ground than somebody who is barely learning to walk, a toddler. You're quite short. You, somebody that would cause an avalanche with a simple 2 Richter scale drop, fell in an airport. No one believes that because we know you're usually driven about, and then picked up by a bunch of Syrian LARPers for the coffin dance.
And people being negative for nothing. I'm trying to tell what happened to me, so what's the drama?
There is no drama beyond the lies you spew. The only thing of interest is that you are still in Syria. You are still, at this point, while a professional live streamer, property of another person and therefore not a human being. I have always said I will never go to a country where equality is not enshrined in law in some way. Not because I'm a feminist, because I sure as hell am not, but because I believe that everyone matters. When it comes to the political landscape, we all know that for real equality to exist, no lives matter. Where you are, it's just the women that don't matter.
I'm trying to, like... Hold on a second. Like, I can't alter this live. It's so annoying. Shut up. Goodbye. Exactly. I just want to talk without people attacking me for no effing reason, so...
Well, the easiest way for you to spill your truth, to speak your mind and be Chantal, the bestest version you could ever be, would be to remove your live chat entirely. I firmly believe, I don't care what you think, I don't care what you espouse, you should be allowed to say it. Now, YouTube terms of service do limit certain words, for example, so I have to abide those rules. It's why I now stream also on Rumble. Link to my Rumble in the comment, pinned one that is, down below. Yes. You do want an echo chamber. You want your ego fluff. You want the money to roll in. You want to be celebrated. You want placards held up high, calling you some kind of goddess or something. At this stage, though, I don't think goddess is the right word or anything implying some kind of femininity, nor masculinity. You are decidedly androgynous. Although, unlike the slug that you're usually compared to, Slugs can't handle salt, and boy do you love it.
If you're here to do that, you can be blocked. Okay, so I'm not in the mood. I'm like really, really not well today, so... Okay, so... And no 12-year-olds. Restart to members only? I wonder if I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna restart and try, okay? Be right back.
Now, minus me removing a boatload of her just dead air, which is why I speed her up for those who don't know when I livestream covering this bish. Removing the dead air didn't help. She wants an echo chamber, she doesn't like detractors, yet she needs them to exist. She does go on to restart the stream, yes, and do more, and basically explain that it's because of the food and the beatus, guys. The food and the beatus.
Soon. I'm leaving soon.
Many have been speculating that Chantal is delaying her departure and will more than likely get ill just before again. Considering the amount of money she has wasted on this so far, I'm impressed she's able to drag it out like she has. And I'm curious who she has roped in to this new abode of hers, so that they can be screwed over as well, inevitably, when Chantal decides to go and do whatever she wants, no matter how much it harms other people. Pete's included, by the way.
You got your flight moved up? No, but it's still soon enough. Hey, little... Thank you, Christy. I'm so excited. Yes, Mike.
I'm often baffled at those that choose to support Chantal, considering she chose to put herself in a position where her life was threatened, repeatedly. How people can continue to turn up day in and day out to watch her put on these shows, not really much of one, to simply discuss what she wants to discuss and be sucked off the way she's sucked off. And I mentioned this after last night's absolutely abysmal stream where we went through one of hers where all she was doing was being sucked off. You put yourself in Syria. I think it would have been funny to watch you run out.
Caribou, I'm just excited for my move!
You have no right to be excited. You dug yourself into a hole and have somehow managed to get yourself somewhere else. I could believe you somehow scammed another credit card or loan from family just to afford this, because even after all the ads you inserted through your live streams and the donations you did receive, you didn't receive all that much. You didn't have to get your mother to remortgage your property to prop you up, did you?
New era? Strawberries, oh my god. Yeah, sure. It is so Islamophobic. Get out of here, you friggin'. I might go live from my hotel room and just show, like, a white wall, I guess, if there is one.
Yay! More content of her departure from this region of the world that she decided to go to. 3 years ago when she went to Kuwait, we were all confused. Later we then discover it's because Salah couldn't come to Canada because Syrian. Then when she screws it all up, him playing his part, and they both have to leave, although her leaving was very much a case of in it for herself, everyone else can get out of her way while she flees, she then goes to him without any permission to do so, giving up her rights as a woman, giving up her human rights, faking her faith, and using it as a weapon when it suits her, showing her bigotry, showing her lack of intelligence and understanding, low comprehension, whilst also bemoaning the fact she is in a region of the world that doesn't have air conditioning. You're a super morbidly obese Canadian in the Middle East. What did you think was going to happen? You being excited about leaving seems out of place considering you chose this. Personally, with what's been going on in Syria, I hope you're stuck there a bit longer, because no one deserves it more.
And order in some nashies. Why I'm moving? Oh, there's so many reasons, Clara.
The only one that matters, the show wasn't renewed for season 4. The Syrian escapades. The real reasons, she needs all the first world comforts and won't admit defeat on that. She's far too prideful to do that. She and Salah were never married. She gave up her rights as a human being, and has realised that now. She doesn't care about anything in the environment she's in, but the most important thing, food and air conditioning. Not family that she ditched, or friend that she ditched. No, food.
Wait, the Nashville is buy one, get one free? Oh my, Burger King is getting ready for me. Don't you have to be Muslim to experience Islamophobia? Huh? No.
I think there needs to be a definition of what is or is not Islamophobia. Sadly, the UK government decided to nix that little escapade, adventure, whatever you want to call it, because it turns out quantifying something means it's easier to deal with. And in this case, no. But since we're here, you're not Muslim, don't try us. One of the biggest flaws you had in the Middle East is that you admit you're what you consider liberal in a very ultra-conservative region. Really what it is religious oppression, and you can't be controlled. Even though Ironically, you have been the entire time you're there. Minus the part where you crapped yourself, wore a made-up diaper and peed yourself, threw up in a kitchen sink and ladled it out. You're still under the control of a man. Why? Because you're an idiot. And a real try-hard.
I ordered my stuff from Amazon that I need for my place. I ordered this, like, this cart. Hey, Michaela. You know, like a shopping cart? Well, this is like a wagon. It can hold up to, like, 200 pounds to carry stuff in, you know? Instead of, like, no, I don't ever talk to Rosie. I gotta get a Switch. I'm gonna borrow pizzas. He never uses it. I usually do when I go to Canada, borrow his Switch.
I think the word you're looking for is steal. You're far too poor to buy your own one. Which is tragic, considering the Switch 2 is out now, and there are plenty of places you can get one second-hand very cheap. Considering your hand size, though, you would need the largest. Which is a bit tragic, really, isn't it?
If you never had a Nashi, you should get one. They're so good. If you like that kind of thing. They're not healthy, so just a warning.
I've been told reliably from patrons of mine that frequent my Dainty Queen streams that while they're not inherently bad, they still taste chemically and a bit shite, which is what you expect from fast food. I expect it also from fast food in North America, no offence to the Canadians, but your food standards are still not as high as ours. It's why our food is beige. We got all the good stuff out of it first.
Do I have any shisha left?
This comment on its own is quite an important one because throughout most of her streams, she is Chantel smoking like a fish. You hear the bubbles constantly. She doesn't inhale anything. She just puts it in her mouth, swirls it about because she has an oral fixation, an addiction to constantly having something going on in that gob. It's why when she does a stream, she can't stop talking long enough to think about what she's saying. It is an addictive quality personality thing, Majiggy Doodah what's it, right? The shisha thing, and I feel bad for that particular hookah. I feel bad for it because she's gone through a lot. But much like many things in life, she'll suck the life out of it, won't know what to do with what she's got in her mouth. So naturally, because it's not food, she spits it out.
You know, I'm going to be on my own, so instead of carrying all the groceries, I can just put them in the wagon. I ordered a okay, the best hand cream you could ever get. I think I will have an extra, it's not, yeah. No, I think I'll have to request an extra key.
How long, so tell me in the comments, till she gets a cat? Because I fully expect that to happen. How long until she gets herself a roommate? How long until she decides to leave because she missed Salah so much? These are important questions. Some have speculated that she's going back to Canada to raise the money from there to bring him to Canada, which I don't think will happen, personally. But I do think she's going to find a way to get Pete to live with her, rather than where Pete is currently living. People who I do believe don't like her in the slightest, which she's not okay with because that's her only friend. Her streams once she's back on camera full time are going to suck anyway. Why? Because she has nothing to offer. And because she knows she can still get views phoning it in being off camera. And because there's a chance she won't take that hijab off and simply accept who she really is, which is the person I've been putting on thumbnails for the past few weeks. This image right here.
But the hemp cream is the best body cream ever, and my skin is so dry. So I got like a sugar Christmas cookie scented hemp cream. What else did I order? I ordered a portable bidet, wet wipes.
Or maybe that's how Amber does it, because there's no way she reaches either. May I just say, on behalf of the portable bidet, we salute your sacrifice. No, I will not be setting up a bidet sanctuary, although it would be hilarious to try. I have a ladle, I have washcloths, I have a horrid keyboard that lights up in weird colours. I don't know what else I can endure to save within my sanctuary, but if there are suggestions, it can go on the list. I assume, by the way, with the wet wipes, you're also getting a stick. Perhaps one that's treated, not untreated, to, limit the chance of splinters. Which would also mean that you might want to consider that instead, because there's always a chance you might enjoy the one that is treated. I hope this, by the way, is done well as far as the Omegon diet goes. I hope you're not eating now, because if it's chocolate, I want it.
Oh. And guess what Farm Boy has? Somebody close to me sent me a picture in Farm Boy. They have dill, pickle, cheese curds, YouTube lover.
I'll be honest, unless they are blessed by the pickle priest himself, I couldn't give so much as one rat's ass about it. Why? Because the pickle priest is love. The pickle priest is life.
Can you imagine dill, pickle, flavored cheese curds? So we need to Farm Boy bees at some point. My alarm just went off. Insulin bees. I got like a 7-piece, hey Jennifer, 7-piece bed in a bag. It was like $55, but it's really nice and it comes with like, 7 pieces of like the comforter, the sheet, the fitted sheet. No, it's not a boneless bed. I ordered a bed too, but it's coming, I think, on November 2nd.
This reminds me a lot of your first time properly, quote, moving back to Canada, where you did streams bragging about all these things you've got and how you're going to make things look. And then you rage quit back to Syria, or to Syria in the first place, sorry, because it didn't have air conditioning. You are so entitled, you are so selfish, self-centered. No one cares that you bought bedding, no one cares that you've got a bed coming. As long as you're not scamming your audience again, I couldn't care less in the slightest. I think you need to start considering how you're going to go forward as a creator, because your life is the creation, which means you need to consider changing your life, and bariatric surgery is something you're considering. Don't do it, by the way. You're too stupid for it.
So I ordered like a floor mattress in the interim. It's just a twin floor mattress, but it'll do. Yeah, I hope it's supposed to be delivered any day. No bed frame yet. And then I'm gonna get, I ordered a lamp with like ambient, like soft lighting, because I need that for my anxiety. I can't use the big lights, I hate them.
So how soon upon arriving will she either not want to live there because she's on her own and needs to be with someone? Will she do streams showing us her apartment but not showing us her apartment because within the first week she will have been doxxed already? How soon will she start doing a fundraiser to get a new scooter? Because she said she wanted to get one and start doing some scooty scoots, which means she'll also be doxxed very quickly. And how soon after will she collaborate with some of her more well-known haters who also happen to live in Canada? And I say collab because I could see it. She needs the attention, and it's the best way to drive up interest. Engage with the enemy, as it were.
I think maybe like my next paycheck, I'll get like a couch, TV stand, and a TV. But this one, I have to get so many other things. Some privacy. Hey, Simply Ravishing. Yeah, like this is my own place.
Most of us had already worked out you couldn't possibly afford to fully furnish the apartment because that was what the $10,000 goal was. We knew you weren't going to be able to make that. It's far too high, unreasonable, and also to rely on your audience, only 4 of whom were donating on a regular basis to you, was unsustainable for what you were attempting to do. So I could believe with you promoting more heavily on the community post, which you have been doing recently, cameos, and possibly with some other additional funding coming from direct donations, it's always possible you'll get something before. But based on how you treated places in the past, I don't think any of this really matters. Either way, you'll destroy it. Either way, you will find a way to go back to being something you really shouldn't be, or your channel will continue to deteriorate to the point you have to make concessions, which you'll never want to do because of how prideful you are, how full of yourself you are, how narcissistic you are.
I got my own self. I know, Strawberries, we won't have that many days of horrendous internet left, hopefully. But yeah, did you hear me thanking you guys about like the money I raised? I was able to pay the deposit and the... But yeah, thank you guys for the help with that, with everything.
I won't deny, a small part of me is glad you're leaving Syria, but the majority of me is of the opinion that if you belong anywhere in Syria, it's Camp El Rouge. You chose to go there. You chose this fiction of a life. You chose to endanger your life. Your audience, I have to question something in their head, their mental capacity, that they would willingly help you get there and get out. It's just tragic, really, isn't it? That is the ability you have as an uncancelable lolcow.
And what else did I order? Hair fibers, hairspray, Vagisil.
Oh, there are many comments, many jokes, many insults I want to make at the full-grown fallopian fungus you undoubtedly have. Yes, I've basically paraphrased a part from Me, Myself and Irene. Why am I not surprised you didn't have access to these in Syria of all places, where I've no doubt you'd have smelt like sourdough thrown through a vomit mill first, and a wet market. Why am I not surprised you've overshared again with the internet, who are going to undoubtedly run with this, because Hunele, we knew you stank. We didn't need Vagisil to confirm it.
I'm not going to be able to do a wish list, unfortunately, because haters will put the items in the cart and then it will show there's nothing available. So, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll just have to buy my own stuff, I guess.
While I don't want to give Chantal ideas, Throne is a good alternative. However, as good an alternative as it may be, Chantal naturally is not the type to show receipts for things she's purchased as proof that people's donations go to where they're intended. So if a goal was made, she'd just rage quit and say, I'm not going to show you anything now because you didn't donate towards it. She's a horrible individual that will never show receipts or proof beyond things turning up and going, you guys paid for part of this at least, right? Yeah, sure, that. What do they need? Another trash mountain, of course. This month ends with Chantal finally returning to Canada. Now, this ties in handily because it happened so close to the end of the month with what she does during that month. So I'm going to end this here, so we can go into the final month that we intend to cover for the 2025 end-of-year review. Chantal's returning Canada arc for however long it lasts. How exciting. So we're finally entering the final month for this year's 2025. So this year, I don't know why I had to say that. End-of-year review for Foodie Beauty. The first thing we need to talk about is the crisis of identity. Or do we need to do that second, third, fourth? You know, it depends on how many meals she's had to have first. Now, Chantal's identity issues rise, plateau, fall, crumble, deteriorate during the entire month, as does her story. I did many a stream during this month, going through much of it. Finding the best bits through those streams is near impossible. She has removed some content. She has kept a vast amount of it though. And the stuff she kept is the stuff that intrigues me the most. The stuff that she kept up on her channel would have been by, well, any standard of where she used to be, haram. Sorry. Because she's not wearing her face spanks and hijab. She is free, not like a nipple. She is in a position, or looks like she is, where she might well start to grow up a little and heal, all of which is remarkably short-lived. On 2 separate occasions. Not even a joke. Now, I did make a video on Chantal during the month of November, but I have at this point discovered doing videos on her because of the nature of how, what many consider to be dull, she is. It doesn't do very well. I don't expect these to do that well either, to be fair. To those listening, I'm not trying to be self-deprecating or beg for views. It is merely a acknowledgement of reality. It is not going to stop me making them, because I enjoy the attention put into them anyway, or lack thereof this year. So first things first, we need to play a couple clips of her first stream back, because there's always a chance she might, by the time this goes out, delete it to go back to being the hijabi princess, using all the filters to try and make her face look like the very thing she can never have because she can't be asked to simply go to the gym. I choked my words on the last one, didn't I? That's irritating.
Shit, sorry guys. Well, I'm bald. You guessed it. Maxine, welcome to Richard Bees. Sorry, I didn't give the other person a bees. Welcome. Sorry, I'm just like really overwhelmed. I literally just showered and I'm gonna be playing with my hair a lot because I'm not used to even like I need to relax. I'm freaking out. Like freaking out. Hi everybody. This is crazy what I have just been through like the past. Woo!
Spoilers for the sake of it, it was not crazy, because all she had to do was make a number of flights. It took a while. It was also not crazy because it involved her shelving her ego to be able to then go live without the hijab on. It's not crazy because she raised a reasonable amount of money, blows most of it by the end of the month. If she's not in debt already, doesn't have a loan already, maxed out a credit card already, I would be very impressed.
Honor herself. Welcome to Richard Bees. Hi guys, I need to turn the light on. My hair looks pretty, no? Look, I have a bit of hair fibers in. It's really thin on the top. Like, I have the worst. I'm telling you, it's thinner because, like, it gets really matted, like, just from wearing the hijab for a short period of time. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I fucking missed you guys. Really, Princess? Tracy? Tiny Shamrocks, everybody. Hello? Scrape? A bit. It is unbald, I know. I wasn't even going to put hair fibers in because I hate them.
Consider this part foreshadowing because as the month progresses, a decision is made and, well, it turns out she doesn't know how to use hair fibers at all. When we were doing streams on her during the month of November, I discovered that the best way to use it was to use an applicator and a spray, an adhesion spray. It goes on like a mist according to a number of YouTube shorts, and this binds the fibers to the hairs already there. She uses it to basically draw on her scalp, which is why she looks like she has a hairline. Really, she's using a rather copious amount of hair fibers because the bald patches are quite a lot. And also during the month, you see that in action when she does the one thing you shouldn't do if you're using hair fibers, and that's tied her hair up really tight. Now, to get through these hard, trying times, Chantal likes to partake in a smoky smoke thingamajiggy doodah whatchamacallit. Yes, But as with everything she takes, and she goes through a lot of gummies, she can't handle it. Now, I'm going to say we're not going to go through any of the streams where she takes all these gummies, because she just gets incredibly high, sits there, very red-faced, very red-eyed, looking like she's going to fall asleep the whole time. Usually when I cover her content, I speed her up 1.5 times. Even then, she still sounds like she's in slow motion. And there's a reason for it, because she would rather be mentally compromised by these enjoyable euphorics, I'm sure. She takes so many of them, it completely compromises what she is.
Thank you, Beezus. Well, I need some hairspray and some more hair fibers, but because without the hair fibers, I'll show you guys one day. I know, right, EZP? Thank you, Beezus. We missed your face. I missed you guys. I need my glasses. So I'm just gonna have a bit of my inhaler.
I'm not entirely sure if it's embarrassing or not that she can't handle a hit on what she's dubbed her inhaler. Based on how she took it, I'm not inclined to believe that's an inhaler, but I could be wrong. We also know that she uses it a lot, goes off camera for the majority of the streams that she is now on, to then take a hit on it. And every single time, without fail, she ends up having a coughing fit, because she takes far too much and has the tolerance of an OF girl being told to do an honest day's work. As the streams progress, we see more and more of Chantel giving up what she claims meant a lot to her. She does talk about during this very stream how they are divorced now, but Salah has yet to submit the paperwork. No one believes they were ever married to begin with, so that sounds like a load of bollocks. Second, Chantel starts eating pork. Bacon is the first thing she gets. She does during this stream eat nashies, couldn't care less about it. Although she is chewing for a change in her content, which is interesting. Nothing is listed as a mukbang anymore, and we'll get to reasons why in a moment. During the month, she also starts eating pogos, which I have been reliably informed is a form of dog. Yeah, I fumbled my word. Am I malfunctioning? Do I need a firmware update? Pogo is a form of corn dog, or is a corn dog, or low-quality corn dog. Don't really care what, to be honest. She went through 5 from a pack of 10, spent $450 buying groceries, and spends the majority of the month eating takeaway, which lends credence to the belief that she is using a loan or someone to get by. The only thing she did in live format that was interesting is that she went out. She went around a version of a Walmart, and the scooter broke down.
I'm just gonna see if I can get another one, if not. Oh, why are they dying? I just got it. Hey, Chasey. Oh, it goes by how much you weigh, right? Uh-huh. I think they're all gone. I don't see any more. Is there not a McDonald's anywhere? What is this? Oh, it's food. I don't know. It's like dead. I can't bring it back. I'm gonna need a huge battery. Okay, I'll be right back.
Chantel vanishes for 4 minutes before reappearing back in the food court. Seems only appropriate, where she spends the remainder of her stream trying not to fake cry. Now, I'm sure there are some real tears involved in this, because her lies have unraveled and she really doesn't know what to do. She's also alone because of all the bridges she has burned. She spends most of this month pining for the very people she ditched in Syria. And that's after she ditched everyone in Canada, one of whom makes their journey from where they're living to Chantel via bus to spend a night at her place, where he may well move in with her in the near future if she doesn't go back to Syria before January, which I think she will.
Hello. No, I just left.
This stream was certainly one of the most depressing events in her activity list for the month. Now, over the course of the month, she released 3 videos. Not many, because she had spent most of her time double streaming. 2-hour to 3-hour streams, because her viewership starts to go down once she, for the second time, dons the hijab again. But before we go through that, I want to play the video I made during November, as it is relevant to where we now are. Hi, welcome back. We've decided to go with Foodie Beauty because I couldn't find a topic. And we're going to be streaming about her later, so we may as well catch up as much as we humanly can before tonight. I'm also streaming God of War later. You should definitely join me on Twitch. It'll be a laugh.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Can you guys see this cat? I don't know. No, you can't. Wait.
Since getting back to Canada, she has been struggling with her identity. How she looks, how she presents, because the filters can't hide what the hijab did for so long. So she is very much self-conscious, very self-aware about her hair. Today wearing a bandana thingy majiggy doodah. Yeah? The chin's, well, only face spanks. This is causing her to start to worry or ponder going back to Syria, which we have covered on the stream side of things. As she adjusts and acclimates to life in Canada again, she is running the risk, because she only has a cat, of spending far too much time alone owing to a lack of mobility, all of which I feel not a shred of sympathy for.
She's purring so loudly. She just started to warm up to me. She loves this toy now. Hey, B-Mac. Well, these are dirty as hell. Isn't she gorgeous? Yeah.
Don't be surprised if, much like Amber, who doesn't wipe her own bottom, Chantal's hands are also dirty for a completely similar reason. The cat, for those who are interested, is adorable, 100%. And yes, this is taken from just saying everyone should go subscribe. Chantal's live streams and format have become remarkably, like Amber's, tedious. It's why when we covered Quirky during the week, there was one valid criticism that she can levy at the other two. She does things. Amber never does and streams very little in length, although she hasn't streamed for 3 days if memory serves anyway. Chantal streams twice a day and just sits and stares at her chat the entire time, and depending on her mood will determine whether or not she's gearing up for a crash out or whether or not she's just confused. Really what Chantal wants is more donations, because she wants a scooter and she's $1,600 short. Although I can believe if she sat on a scooter she'd be one of the few people to tip it sideways. And not in a fun way.
Hey, I got cheese curds when I first got here. Hi! There she is. What are you doing behind Mom? Hi! Is she cute? Yes, hello. So...
I know what you're all thinking, and I agree. Why is that blob photobombing the cat, defying the will of the internet by not allowing that cat to blossom in front of the camera? Jokes aside, this cat does not like Chantal. They really don't. They spend far too much time away from her, but are starting to gain in confidence. Because Chantal hasn't spent much time handling, getting close to interacting, it has taken longer than it ordinarily would anyone else for the cat to acclimate to their new environment. They are still very, very adorable, and Chantal does not deserve a pet. Because of all that she has done over the years to all the pets she's had before, she does not deserve one.
Well, she's very cute. No, I think I'm getting better. Are you feral? Like a fox?
For this to make sense, for those who don't know, Chantal has been, quote, under the weather for the past number of streams, in fact. I'd say best part of a week. Now, the issue with this is she has compounded any possible illness by getting off her face high as a kite. Like, not even joking. Some have speculated possibly drunk as well. However, when she's drunk, she's a bit more angry. This is definitely a more mellow, leading into melancholy. Hardly the best personality traits for someone like Chantal, but right now with the views she's getting, and she needs these views are converting, because I've seen all the ads, into some decent money for her. So if she streams twice a day and averages 20,000 views, she's doing well. It would do her well to unprivate all the previous content, because she should make the money off it that the haters have been making off it instead, but also because she needs rewatchability. Her old content has plenty of it. Granted, nowhere near as much as the likes of Amber, but she has enough of it that she could make some money on. And at this time of year, the one thing you want to do, Chantal, rather than consider going back to Syria, which many of my viewers believe you will anyway, you'd be smart to take advantage of December's AdSense, put it in the bank, maybe pay some bills, get it down, and put some aside because January is remarkably dry.
But I just want to spend like another day inside.
Don't be too surprised if that one day becomes more because Chantal doesn't have a car. She did have a rental for a time but couldn't maintain the cost of it. And she has to rely on other people to loan them their cars. Loan her their cars. Yes, that.
And she's warmed up, like she's just shy. She's just really shy, but when she warms up to you, she's so cute. You've been praying for me? Thank you. I don't know why I'm wearing this, but I haven't really been caring about how I've been looking, so...
As stated at the start of the video, the reason Chantal wears those hairbands or wears anything she can to hide her real hair is because of how self-conscious she is about the fact that her hair is bald in some areas or balding in other areas. It's an unusual condition that is entirely her fault to begin with. My view is if she bothered to learn how to use the hair fibers, which we've also discussed on live, she could actually do it properly, so it would look better with a slightly receded hairline. But she's not bothered to learn how to use hair fibers, so her hair doesn't look anywhere near as good as it should. She dabs it on to create patches. Also, she doesn't wash the original amount of, fibers out. The splotchiness is her fault. According to a number of YouTube videos I saw, the best way is to treat it like a roller and then brush your hair accordingly. Somebody should tell her that, somebody she'll listen to. So, if Chantal can tell herself that, because that's the only person she'll listen to, that'd be great.
The headband looks cute. Thanks. Not as cute as you. Oh my gosh. She's like the same color as the couch. She's so cute. She's too cute. I don't even know what to call her. Yeah, I think we're best friends. I mean, she won't do anything bad if I hold her, but she doesn't like it, I don't think. She's just getting used to me.
Because of your recent history with Julia, who we hope is doing well, but is unlikely to be doing well because, seriously, I would be inclined to believe that it's possible the cat could like you, but if anything like Julia, they will not. And if you do end up moving in with Pete, chances are the cat will gravitate towards him. Why? Because Pete is an idiot, and Cat's no stupid.
It's just too cute, I can't. But you're beautiful. Yes. Rome was not built in a day. No, indeed. Colored maple. Her eyes are really close together. Hi, baby.
At this point, the cat has still not got a name. Now, I personally think we should name her after things Chantal really likes. No, not Nashies. No, something that actually works in the context of the cat. Snow. I think it's a banging name, quite frankly. Yeah, and we know based on recent interactions with you, the cat can take a bump. Yes, I know Meg just made that joke. It works both ways though. It's good. Now, of course, jokes aside, public service announcement, I do not condone anyone that physically harms intentionally or accidentally a cat. Don't try me.
I'm glad she's sleeping comfortably on the couch, because she was in a paper bag, like a Walmart bag, and I didn't know. And I was in the kitchen cleaning up, and I kicked the bag. I tapped it with my foot to see if there was anything in it, and it was her. So she ran out and she was she hissed at me.
This is how I can tell you don't really know much about cats. They love paper bags. They love cardboard boxes. If you want to make them a castle, a fortress of their own, just make another trash mountain out of Amazon boxes. Your cat will find their home somewhere within that. I'm not surprised the cat also hissed at you, by the way. You did, after all, disturb them. You ran the risk of summoning Bagagwa, and you need to understand, no one should summon Bagagwa.
Keep going. Keep going. He's there. Merv, who have you summoned?
And I was like, I'm so sorry, baby girl. But and then I came to sit down to do my live, and meow. And it was her, she was sleeping lunched into the couch. And then now she's just been starting, exploring the idea of being in the same room. Well, yeah, I kicked her, but she was pissed.
Many within the online community that have heard of you accidentally kicking your cat have rightly criticised you for it, because it does come across as flippant but also leans into you being an animal ABUSER. Personally, I don't think you should have a cat anyway. I understand wanting companionship, but you're going to have to start your life from the ground up. Think of it like going on World of Warcraft. or any game where you have to start at level 1 rather than skipping it to the end. You've got to go back to level 1. Simple as that. The cat is nothing more than an accessory to fill in the background space. The only saving grace you have on your side is that, unlike Hassan, you haven't put a shock collar on your cat yet. And mercifully, Hassan's far too busy in China, playing with memes of Mao on his phone in Tiananmen Square.
She was pissed and she hissed. I just tapped her, I didn't kick her hard. I didn't think she would hide there. Right in the middle of the walkway. Cat kicker is trending, shut up. I tapped the bag with my foot. Fupa? I don't know what to name her.
If you're going to give your cat a name like Fupa, you should go with balding, molding, angry, cope, crunk, Cuba, and all the foods you like as well. Now that video served as a purpose of raising the attention to the cat she got. A beautiful cat that she, at time of recording on the 30th of November 2025, still has not definitively named. She had initially named the cat Blanche, as in white, but decided that didn't work. She couldn't settle on a name. She even tried Howie on a more recent stream nearer the end of November. It didn't work for her. Many speculated in my audience, and myself included, the reason why was because she intends to give the cat back or away when she leaves, because she spends far too much time over the month pining for Julia, Sasa, Salah, and Salah's family. However, to go back there would mean to ditch all the rights she has in her country of Canada in favour of being somebody else's property. The reason she really wants to go back to Syria, but not really at the same time, is because she desperately wants the one thing she can't have. Because she knows she can't have it, she wants it, and she won't stop wanting it. She is a chronically online, chronically in a relationship type person. She has to have people around her, but around her distant or on her terms, which is why the relationship with her family is so bad. She brags and complains at the same time. Brags about how amazing his family is, but complains that she never has anything like that in Canada, yet everything she has in Canada is by her own choice and design. This is why it is believed Pete's will move in with her at some point. However, it is unlikely, because for Pete to move in with her, she'd need a second bedroom. She doesn't have that. She has a rather large closet with no window, which, according to a number of my delightful viewers, would be illegal. It wouldn't stop them, though, if the opportunity arose, and she is on a 12-month lease. So she is either stuck there for 12 months, or she will leave, rage quit, and make things worse for herself to be where she does not belong. All because she spends most of this year destroying, because she took for granted, all the good she really had when she was in Kuwait. A staple part of Chantel's YouTube channel are the mukbangs, the mukbangs, where she sits and eats, and the title is there to tell you that's what the intention is. Because of Amberlynn Reid being demonetized on YouTube, this ends. During November anyway. She does eat, but she approaches it in a more calm and measured way by eating some meatloaf, where she in this video discusses Amberlynn Reid's demonetization by saying the following.
Mashed potatoes. I have so much broccoli. And meatloaf.
Okay, she hasn't spoken about the demonetization yet. I just want to highlight the fact that that is her meal, and her chewing is markedly slower. Oh, and there's cheese on the meatloaf, which triggered the crap out of my audience. Having never had meatloaf before, I was intrigued to learn about it from you lovely people. If she put that between two pieces of bread, though, she could have gotten away with calling that a budget burger.
I thought today I would talk about the hijab. Because people are confused. I get it. So am I sometimes. There are a lot of Muslims who do not wear hijab, okay? There are Muslims who believe it was ordained by Allah to wear the hijab, and there's some who believe that it's not mandatory. It's more of a cultural thing. Your beliefs are personal.
Okay, so I made a minor error. The demonetization video was a separate video entirely. The meatloaf one served as an excuse to discuss the hijab going back on her head. Firstly, the hijab, like the burqa, is a symbol of oppression, definitively so. To wear it being ordained by Allah means you're agreeing with women being considered inferior. You are not inferior unless you choose to be, or unless you are forced to be. And you in Canada are not, nor should you ever be. You only wear the hijab not because you're Muslim, you wear the hijab because you are afraid of people judging you, because you are insecure, because you've never been comfortable in the body you have, or by design and choice of your own, making that is. You are only wearing it because you cannot handle the fact that the consequences wrought upon your head because you didn't listen to doctors is yours to bear alone. Because you don't want to wear wigs even though you have them, or wear them properly, because you are unwilling to simply accept your limitations. By having the hijab on, you're able to then use filters to make your face look like how you want it to look, but what it really looks like we've seen. And what it really looks like is somebody in their middle age, slightly older really body-wise because of the damage done, trying to claw back the years for, let's say, rejuvenation, to appear younger, so you can speak as if you are a bit more youthful. You are the sum of your actions and nothing more. Your actions are predominantly inaction. I should probably play a clip so you actually have the context of the demonetization from the pizza not mukbang but is a mukbang. The most depressing cheese pizza I've ever seen in my life.
Apparently YouTube is now going like gung-ho, demonetizing videos they think support self-harm. I don't know if they're demonetizing all of those like Korean mukbangers who eat like a whole table full of food, but they've demonetized Amberlynn Reed. And I thought I would give my 2 cents on that. Their chicken strips are pretty good. If they demonetize Amberlynn, I sincerely hope they demonetize all of her lychee obsessed reaction channels.
They have age restricted a number of people's content of late, that is true. They have gone after a few reaction channels, in fact, YouTube that is. And during the month of December I'll be making a number of shorts on people who have been hit, because YouTube have been going very gung-ho on this. I'm going to save my perspective for what happens, or what has happened to Amber for those relevant videos you've already seen. For this, we need to highlight the fact that Chantal has not been demonetized, although her haters now know there is a chance they could get it done. Chantal believes that if she ever was demonetized, she'd just go to the couples channel. She live streamed there to keep it in the monetization program just to be sure of it. Thing is, by doing that you'd break terms of service and get a community guideline strike. She has managed to avoid consequences before, but I don't think she'd manage it this time. One of the things that happened during this month also that I want to talk about briefly was people were alerted to, owing to a number of interesting sources on the Twitters, whether you believe or not is entirely your business, that the cat taken from Chantal, BBJ, had passed away not long after the cat was taken from her. This information was only apparently made public very recently, and it raised a number of eyebrows, led to an exodus of over 1,000 subscribers from FFG's channel. Chantal did talk about it, but not as much as you would have expected, and there's a reason for that. She was a terrible pet owner, but Chantal also can't clap back to save her life. The opportunity was there though to do it. I don't know if that's a sign of maturity, or whether it's because she knew she didn't have a chance in hell of being able to seem the winner, considering how she was so willing to put the cat to sleep rather than find the cat a new home in her older age. And all that, by the way, because she wanted to leave the country anyway, for her romance scam artist husband. She can claim and did claim that she loved BBJ throughout BBJ's life, but the willingness to ditch on a whim should tell you everything you need to know about what Chantal is really like, as if you didn't already know when she ditched Pete's, ditched her family, started a new life somewhere else, kept border hopping. Don't forget this year, anniversary of Scatgate. We should be celebrating that. I think actually when this video goes out it will be Scatgate's anniversary. What a glorious time it is. Don't forget for the anniversary in question, it's 3, is it not now? Is it 3 or 2? I think it's 3. Which conveniently happens to be leather as the traditional anniversary gift. Seems appropriate, because I'm sure Salar's used to being pegged by dominatrix. Now we have reached, as far as I'm concerned, the end of year review for 2025 for Chantal, and I'd like to say a few last things before we go. Firstly, this year has been an awakening for her. Being on the receiving end of the consequences allowed us to see the real her. The real her was afraid, terrified, and willing to give everything up with a click of a finger. That's her, the real her. Petrified of everything and everyone. When she finally left all of it behind, she couldn't let go because she knew all that anyone online would do is talk about her chin, and her hair. Really, no one should care. But the people she cares about the opinions of most are those that hate her the most, not the wider public. Because of her own choices, her channel was dying in Syria, which is why she left in the first place. She did at least 2 scams this year. 2. And for that, she lives on her own in a 1-bedroom flat, with nothing else to show for it. She is very much dependent on what she makes in the online space, and if she lost it, she would be screwed. If Amber's hawking her wares on Facebook, I can promise you Chantal will be hawking her wares at the local job agency, because she'd have nothing else to offer, unless she could claim disability, which I doubt. And the only reason I think that is because if it's anything like the healthcare system, she wouldn't be entitled to it in the first place, which is another reason why she's having to play it safe. Her health right now is not great, but she doesn't have access to the system she needs to milk the living heck out of to get by. This year has been a stark awakening for her, and she has chosen to be self-conscious and vulnerable and weak, rather than simply do what is best for her. Because why bother doing what's best for her when she can continue to phone it in with the laziest content you can imagine? Her live streams aren't just dull. She sits and stares at her chat and lives off that. There is no thought, no energy, no commitment. It is why she is doomed to fail and why her channel will continue to suffer. Thank you very much to all you delicious people who have stuck around and tolerated these videos. They will be back next year and I will put more effort in, I promise. Thank you to Leona, aka Wildling Darlings, again for helping me. She should definitely link her channel in the premiere chat right now as an opportunity to have all you delicious people go and, well, show some support for a narration channel. ASMR. Now, there are no more end-of-year reviews planned, but there are Where Are They Nows. Not as many. It's been a tough year, mostly for my mental health, but that's alright. We will do the best we can in December and hope for the best. Hope to see you on the live streams or in the videos, of course, and do enjoy the rest of your Moistmas. Except you, Chantal. You don't deserve to be happy. Not after what you've done this year.